All right.
Awesome. Happy December, everyone. And thank you for joining us this afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Welcome to a Vancouver hosted virtual event. As you can see, we have a few communities co host with us. We have Winnipeg, we have Toronto, we have Montreal, we have Milwaukee, and all the way from Europe, we have Rocklow. I'm sorry for butchering the city name, but welcome. It's good to have you here. Um, yeah, as I mentioned before, if you haven't already, you can start connecting with our Slido QR code where you can also raise questions during the presentation, which we can go through right afterwards, and we will have a quiz right after. But um, you might have already seen Brendan and Frida and myself, Ariel. We're the community leaders of Vancouver community. Uh, all right, so all right, we have for agenda the main presentation, which will be given to us by Joanna. Is that right? Joanna, is that how you pronounce your name? Amazing. So after the presentation, we'll have a Q&A, short photo op. So if you're okay with showing us your smiles, and then we'll have the quiz and get the chance to win your free certification, and then we'll close. So without further ado, I'll turn over the time to Joanna, who's a senior certification developer for Atlassian. And I think I'll let her introduce herself some more.
Wonderful. Thanks for that. Yes, Joanna Thurman. I'm going to share my screen in a second, and I'll pronounce Wrocław, Poland. I am from Poland myself, from Warszawa, so come to me for the pronunciation. But welcome to my compadres from Poland and everybody else in all the other communities. Let me share my screen here. Let me know if you're able to see the first slide. Yep. Okay. So it's all about certifications in this session, and I hope, and I'm excited that it's in December because this is the time when people are writing their New Year's resolutions, and so I hope that getting certified makes it on each of your lists. And we're here to encourage you and to let you know that it's doable, and to sort of give you some pointers about how to get started. So without further ado, and as Ariel and Frida and Brendan have posted earlier um, in advertising this ACE, there will be a chance to win some certification vouchers, not the actual certification. So you still need to pass the certification. So you get
Great.
free voucher to take it. But listen up, pay close attention because there are some quiz questions on the content. So don't just snooze. Listen up is what I'm going to tell you. All right. So I have been with Atlassian University for 5 years, coming up January 2nd or so. Prior to that, I've been a customer and a partner since about 2005. So I was a customer for 8 or 9 years, and then a partner for 6 or 7 years. I don't, something like that. Anyway, a large chunk of time in each contingent before I landed here. And I fell in love with getting certified because of the learning journey that test takers have to take, not just to sort of, get all frenzied and anxious about taking a cert, but to actually also learn in the process. And this is what I hope to convey in this presentation. As I was talking, hopefully you got a little screenshot of this QR code that just takes you to our main certification page. But if there are questions about how to maneuver our site, we recently redid things in the LMS system, then I can also demo that. But anyway, that QR code takes you to the main Get Certified page where you get to sort of find out about the certifications and all the requirements. So we're going to talk about just why getting certified beyond just the cloud of it all and the stress of it all. There are really great reasons for multiple audiences. Then tell you about the program, all about the certs themselves, how to think about which one is the best one for you, and so on. And then, of course, Q&A. So first, if you have gone to other ACEs, or you've gone to team, or you read community posts like I do every day, a lot of them, you might have seen some of these individuals and their smiling photos. But this is some of the quotes that they say about why certifications were important to them. So here's Kavitha saying that working in Agile delivery at Atlassian Certifications helped me assess my team's needs and implement improvements swiftly, helped to educate stakeholders of various features and possibilities in Atlassian products, and bring more transparency to the delivery process. What started as my personal interest in Atlassian certification certainly helped me further my career and be an impactful member of the team. So this is what we hope to say. This isn't just about you. Obviously, you're going to get the credit for your own certification, but it's all of the goodness that comes out of it that we in Atlassian University are most excited about, because we see that that multiply. So another individual, Gal, says certifications are an excellent way to further your knowledge of Atlassian products. I obtained 5 certifications. I've learned a lot about Atlassian best practices by studying for the certification exam. Passing each exam fueled my drive to continue to the next. And the journey to Atlassian Certified Expert gave me the knowledge to succeed. Now, we recently retired that expert standing, but great news, we have introduced something new called designations, and I'll talk about that. So why get certified? And if you want to put in chat, your personal reason why you want to get certified, or why you got certified. I know I'm recognizing some individuals that already have certifications. So put in chat your reasons before I tell my reasons. That way people can see those answers come up too. I'm just going to move over to here. Whoops. All of a sudden I can't maneuver. Here we go. Oh boy. I've lost my mouse. There we go. So I can see questions. So Susan, it's talking about getting certified in the cloud. So put your reasons too. The way we like to think about it is it's kind of an intersection of 3 benefits. One is for the employee, obviously themselves, who get certified, because it boosts your professional credibility and accelerates your career. So it's LinkedIn blog has a great post about certifications, and it says that it greatly increases the chances that your profile shows up in search results when recruiters seek professionals with specific skills. And this is especially true because this coming year, 2025, marks 10 years of the certification program. So we are now established as an industry standard, industry well-known certification program at Atlassian. So when recruiters are looking for Atlassian type jobs to fill, they are looking for individuals with certifications. So that's certainly, sorry about that. So that's definitely one reason. But also, there's a monetary reward. Certified individuals earn up to 25% more than their non-certified peers when they do get hired for particular job roles. And this comes from the top 10 benefits of professional certifications from the Association of Supply Chain Management. So, not only are you more likely to be picked up for a job posting that you might be interested in and a recruiter to reach out to you, but those jobs are then paying more for certified individuals. A few other additional statistics in this area. So Pearson VUE, an industry leader, in their 2023 candidate report, writes that certified individuals, 30 of those surveyed individuals, the 25,000 professionals who they surveyed, who earned an IT certification, and that's where we fall in the IT certification space, 35% of them earned a pay increase of 20% or more as a result of earning a certification, and 27% accepted job promotions. So again, some really great stats that there's value in this beyond just getting a badge from us and being celebrated by us at team and other events, which you do as well. But there's some monetary reward here. Beyond the employee, the employer, so whoever you're working for or hoping to get to work for, the benefits are here is that it validates your expertise and you remain current and relevant in the area. So not only are you sort of showcasing that you have this job and you can do it well, whatever that role is, whether you're a scrum master or a project admin or an admin in one of the other products, or just that some of our associate level information, like Atlassian Cloud is a great one because you're showcasing that you understand the Atlassian ecosystem and all of our products in cloud. So you're helping to validate that, but you're remaining current and relevant and can contribute to stakeholder decisions and requests and requirements and so on. So another LinkedIn blog says certificates show a potential employer that you're qualified and you're committed to continuing learning in your industry, while your career history and your skills highlight your past qualifications and clear ability to perform a certain role. So you list all that history that says, I worked here and did this and achieved so much, but earning a certification that's still valid, right, is showing you're committing to continuing education and learning, which we all need, is so crucial in this day and age. And as with any other major company, Atlassian as well, because those product changes are coming at you fast. So a certification or a recertification exam benefits both me and my employer by demonstrating to customers a continued dedication to improvement and innovation. So a quote from one of the surveyed individuals in that study. And employees who are certified are more empowered to contribute greater value to the teams. So of those 21,000, surveyed certified individuals, 92 of them just said, I'm more confident in my abilities. Not just because the certification told them that they knew it because they passed, but because, again, it's the journey, it's the learning behind the earning that is really of value here. And I can tell you that for sure, because as we did certification events at the last two teams that we had this year, so in Las Vegas and in Barcelona, we had a certification event where individuals got certified. And then we interviewed them afterwards for our own purposes, just a quick sort of set of questions so that we could understand what motivated them, how they felt about it. And the thing that we love to hear, and we heard a lot, is that, like, by virtue of studying for a certification, hey, I learned stuff I never heard about before that you could do with Jira or JSM and Data Center and Cloud and Confluence. And I brought that back to my teams. So that's exactly what we hope happens. Now, we ourselves have found that, so this is a metric that we uncovered, is that active learners are 2.3 times more likely to have increased product engagement levels. And this is consistent across products and across SMB and enterprise. So basically, not only are they more likely to, so they're actively learning just for the learning's sake or to get a certification, they're engaging more in the product. Which means you're getting that return on investment that a company hopes to get. So this was the benefit to the employer, right? You're adopting these tools, hoping it makes the teams and the employees more effective and efficient. So a third benefit is for the team you're working on, right? Our stock symbol is team. We're all about teamwork. Impossible alone, right? Is one of our marketing lines. So the reason is because we don't all know exactly the same stuff. So if you get certified, you're likely learning something that helps others bridge gaps they may not know about the product. You're able to mentor and support your team members. You're able to network and build community within your companies and outside with the ecosystem and with us at Atlassian. So basically, that's a win-win for everybody too. And a couple more statistics here for you. 8 of candidates produce higher quality work, 72 are more efficient and productive, 77 are better able to innovate, 82 are able to mentor and support, 74 have increased work autonomy and independence. So anyway, high scores all around on the contribution of your learning and earning on your team. And another great quote is, certified individuals are high performers with the capacity to mentor and inspire non-certified employees, leading to a more highly skilled workforce. Yeah. So I saw a couple chat things come in Toby said, learning for our certifications definitely made me check out and learn more about some features I didn't use that frequently. Yeah. So, and therefore became a better team member, and then join our Certifications Me program, which I'll talk about too. Okay, so hopefully that first short portion convinced you it's worth checking it out. And you're here in this ACE, so you're already somewhat, somewhat interested if you haven't earned certifications already. And if you have, maybe you're just here to listen what's new. But if you haven't, or you haven't kind of, looked at the maintenance of them in a while, this is a nice overview. So if the important thing is pick the right cert that's meaningful to you. I do know a few people that just get every cert because they really like seeing all of them on their community profile for Atlassian and on their LinkedIn. But anyway, if you're just starting out, pick the right cert, and some of them are a little easier to earn, and that's okay. Maybe you want to stack them up like that, get a little bit more confidence about what the exam experience is like. But picking the right cert is first. Then seeing what you need to learn and practice in the product. Then you want to engage with others, ask questions, fill in some gaps you might not know, whether that's on community or potentially a study cohort you might organize in your own company or amongst colleagues from community. Then you want to go through the steps to register for the exam. I'll have a slide on that. And then renew after you've earned it, because they're valid for 24 months. And then within that time frame, you want to do some activity to renew that certification. Again, that's towards the end. So the first is choose the right certification. What you want to say is, what do you already know and what are your goals? And how much time do you have to learn and prepare? If you plan to take several, then start with the lower levels of knowledge. So that'll help you to gain the confidence and sort of, see how the questions are formulated, how well you do against the clock, which it's not really time pressured, but, just to get your feet wet. So choose the right certification. And like I said, some people just sign me up for all of them. Some people do the learning and some people are like, I've been an admin of, Confluence for years. I'm going to, pass this no problem. But then they're surprised that the questions are harder than they thought, even if they know the knowledge, or they weren't reading carefully, or they weren't really sure, about multiple choice. So again, you kind of want to have a healthy idea of what you know and don't know before you walk in. So we have two levels of certifications. The associate certifications are what we call Atlassian Certified Associate, ACAs, and then Atlassian Certified professional certifications. So they're both what are called high stakes exams, which means they are proctored by an individual, either online if you take it, or in a testing center. They're high stakes also because Atlassian verifies your skill set, so that if you were to take a Jira admin certification, as I was talking to Brendan earlier, and then sort of put that on your LinkedIn and somebody hires you, we're saying we've certified this person's going to be a good Jira admin because we have tested him and given him the certification. So it's high stakes for us and it's high stakes for you because perhaps your job may rely on you passing the certification in order to continue in the job or to be promoted and so on. So high stakes certifications are proctored, and both of these are. However, there's some other differences. The cost, as you can see, the ICAs are currently $100, ACPs are $249. The time limit that you have is 1 hour versus 3. The ACAs are fewer questions, hence the time limit, right? About 25. We might have unscored questions. So we add questions to an exam that you're not actually graded against, but we use it to get statistics about that particular question. So you might get 2 or 3 more. Same with the ones on the right, but generally it'll be in the 60 to 70 range. ACAs are for end users versus admins currently, as it is. Now we're expanding that, but that's kind of how it is. The ACAs are more conceptual. So you'll see a lot more knowledge that you just have to kind of read and understand and answer, versus the ACPs are scenario and use case and best practices based, which means you had to have had the experience in the product. You can't just read about the feature and answer the question. You really had to have been experienced. And so that's what it says on the right. And on the left, while we have learning courses to support both types of certifications, with the associate certifications, the learning path that's provided will get you pretty much almost there to what you need to know, plus some experience. With the professional ones, you really kind of have to have a couple years experience, or at least a year or two of being in the product before you're going to do well in that exam. So let's go through all of them. And I'm going to throw some numbers and names at you. You don't have to memorize this because it's all out on our website and it's going to be recorded here. But it's going to be a nice slide that sort of builds on each other. So you see the various certifications and the product areas and platforms they're in. So let's look at cloud first. We have, in the cloud, we have a cloud foundations exam that I mentioned earlier. You notice the ACA 915, those are just internal numbers that make sense to us. But basically, this is an exam that covers all of our products in the cloud, as far as not their configuration, not their troubleshooting. It's really, what are they used for, right? What are the use cases and what are the integrations between these products? And so that's the main focus here, as well as our ecosystem of community and university and partners and so on. So that's that foundations exam. Then in the Jira software side, we have the essential certification. So like, how good of an end user can you prove to be in Jira software? In ITSM with JSM foundations, you're looking at your knowledge of ITSM principles, practices, as well as how those apply to features in Jira Service Management. Again, not configuration, but really sort of like, what is ITSM all about and how does JSM meet the need of ITSM in particular? That's what that exam is. And then in the Confluence side, we have Confluence Essentials. So how to be an end user in Confluence and understand macros and permissions and page content, page tree, and so on. Then a little bit deeper now. So those are like the essentials on that second row. Now we're getting into a little deeper in Jira. So we have Jira software board configuration. So how to configure actual boards if you're a Scrum Master or a member of a Scrum or Kanban team. How do you use the boards, but also how do you configure them? And what do certain features mean with respect to how they're used? Like WIP limits, for example, setting column constraints. Then on the JSM side, we just released this certification in mid-November called Jira Service Management Agent Essentials. So how to be an effective agent on a team, on a service team. Not necessarily an ITSM team, although some concepts are from there, but just any service team and how they would use JSM. So that's that ACA. And then these are like the ACA exams, so hence the line just showed up. And now we're getting into the professional exams. So more deeper Jira knowledge is now managing Jira projects. So how do you configure a Jira project in software or for other needs? But that's what that is. In JSM, it's managing Jira service projects. So same idea, but more of the configuration of queues and SLAs and knowledge-based settings and reports and the portal, customer portals. And then even deeper is Jira administration. So all of the bells and whistles that make Jira work for both those products. And then beneath that is the Atlassian Cloud Administration or Atlassian Cloud Organization Administration, which is how do you manage users and groups and sandboxes and release tracks and managed accounts and all the other again, bells and whistles that are in an Atlassian cloud organization. So what you see here is the full set of ACA and ACP exams in the cloud, each of those boxes. Now for data center, we don't have any ACAs. on the roadmap, we do have 2 certifications, which is the Managing Jira Projects in Data Center and Jira Administration in Data Center. So those are the 2. And then finally, we have something on the roadmap which we want to share with you coming early this year, is going to be Confluence Administration. So we'll fill out that space with a professional cert for Confluence. We used to have that and it was retired a bit ago. Okay, if you have questions, put them in Slido or hold them, or somebody, because I'm not really watching your questions at the moment. We'll have Q&A at the end, so I'm just going to clip some. So sorry. Keep on going, but log your questions if you have them. So now that you've seen a bunch of certifications, if you weren't counting, by the way, that was 12 that we currently have available. Wait, did I write that correctly? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was like, yes, that is currently 12. And so with the various combinations of certifications that people might have, we now have this idea of earning a designation. So if you've been around with Atlassian for a while, you probably recall that we used to have what was called an Atlassian expert standing. And that was if you learned 4 out of the 6 or 7 certifications we had before in data center or cloud. There were various very complicated rules about how you'd earn that. So now we've expanded it to be a little bit different. And so we currently offer what we call 3 designations. One is still the Atlassian Certified Administration Expert, but what it's saying is this is all about administering different products. So you'll see in a second what are the possible certifications that you could earn to receive that designation. And then there's also a Certified Agile DevOps Specialist designation and an Atlassian Certified ITSM Specialist designation. So this is after you've earned a particular set of 4 exams or certifications, you could also earn this designation. But again, it has to be a particular combination of them. So let's take a look. And we advertised this on Community earlier in November, and then in December it went live, and those who already had those certifications got automatically granted the designation. So I know it's small font, but again, you'll have the recording and all that, and you can find it on the website. Here are the exams that roll into that. So you could see that on the expert administration expert side, there are 6 exams, and you have to earn 4 of those, any 4 of those 6 to get that designation. For DevOps and ITSM, we currently only have 4 in each of those, but we'll be building out more. So like when we get a 5th one in Agile DevOps, like in Bitbucket, then you'll be able to earn 4 of the possible 5. So no need to memorize this, but that's just, on the longer horizon, perhaps for some of you. And then we'll also have additional designations in the future when we build out our portfolio, which is like teamwork, for example. And so you'll be, you can look forward to that in the future. Okay. If you are new to the certifications altogether, you've never earned one and just thinking about it now, then I urge you to start with those ACAs, because I'll help you to get your feet wet, right? And the 2 that, and the one that you might want to consider is Jira Essentials if you use Jira. But what I want to kind of tell you, whichever one that you're choosing, you're going to get some resources that tell you what's actually being tested and a lot of learning content beneath it. And just as a sort of a high level on 2 particular types, you can see that this is what we call the breakout of each of the sections of a particular exam. So even if you're like, what does Jira software board configuration entail? Well, you can go on the exam page on our platform and see that what we're testing is how do you configure board permissions and columns and swim lanes, and the percentages of question that correlates to that particular content area. And same on the right. Like if you're in Jira administration for data center, if you're like, well, I don't really use much of the advanced user features, well, maybe you don't have to do much beyond just learning a little bit about them because it's only 14%. Okay, so an example here is for an ACP exam, there are detailed topic guides. What you're looking at is very fine print, but what this is telling you is not only do you have those major sections, like I just mentioned, your notifications, but within that major section, there are what we call learning objectives or testing objectives. And on the right are some links to documentation. So if you know nothing about it, or you want to see if you know something about it, click on a link, read up on it. So that, and courses, of course, but this is just an example of a resource that you can download to prepare. So what you should do is learn with our courses. All of our on-demand courses are free. That was announced earlier at Team. And so you can go through them multiple times if needed, or do the whole course or a part of a learning path. And of course, practice with the product, your skills and knowledge, so you can really solidify your learning and put it all together. Another great quote from Dipanshu. He said that studying for Atlassian certifications helped me in increasing my knowledge about the tool and growing in my career. In my journey as an Atlassian community leader, I've embraced a mantra: collaboration is strength and sharing insights is powerful. Together, our collective knowledge empowers us, fostering excellence in our endeavors. So that quote was actually up at Team Barcelona. So yay, you can learn for free. That's what this is. And you also have sample questions for most of our exams now. Definitely all of the ACPs have them. 3 of our ACA exams now have sample questions available, and we're working to make the others available as well. So you can have full-fledged sample questions that mimic very, very closely the kinds of content you're tested on, and certainly the format of questions on the actual exam. Even for the couple of ACAs that don't have the sample questions out there yet, you have the courses, and the courses have knowledge checks, which are similar. So that's that. We are always going to advocate that you learn with others, because it's funner that way. You can ask quick questions and say, like, do you know what the answer to the sample question would have been? Or I don't agree, it's right. Or help me find the info on this. So engage with others in communities such as you're doing now by just finding out about things. So, oops, did I go down? Nope, no, next quote. Okay, so another quote with Anzar saying he started his journey in 2021, and a common thread that pervaded each of the certs was cultivation of enhanced collaboration, automation, and informed daily work practices. These certifications facilitated a marked improvement in the efficiency and efficacy of both my organization and myself. And he went through actually learning for an Atlassian expert designation, the older kind, very quickly. I think he took like 3 months to go through all of them. So that was Anzar. As you hopefully know, community rocks, because here you are at a community event hosted by wonderful leaders. And also other community leaders and other community members post things about our certifications. They even have dedicated channels to this. A famous individual is Jimmy Seddon. If you don't know Jimmy, he also has a preparation recording or a session that he did for each and every certifications. So he has tips in there, and you can watch the recording and read his blog. There's also the Jira Life. And there's also these Are You Smarter Than series that are put on by another ACE group, and they sort of test your Jira admin knowledge. Confluence and even Trello occurred this morning. So how would you register, schedule, and take an exam? Here is the general. I'm not going to go through it because you can figure this out on your own. But just so you know, there's a few platforms that interact and talk with each other in this. Go to Atlassian University, find the exam you're interested in, and then you'll see a schedule an exam button. So that directs you to Certmetrics. And if you didn't already have a portal, which is your kind of account for holding a certification, then you'll set one up quickly. You select the exam, you test whether you want to take it online proctored via a proctoring app. So it kind of freezes your browser so that you can only do the exam and not Google other things. Or you can take it in an exam center on their computers. So you choose testing online or proctored in a testing center. You schedule the exam date, you pay, or you plug in a voucher, you might win. And then you read all the instructions about what's going to be allowed and not allowed. And as soon as you take the exam, you'll get your results immediately if you passed or not. And then you'll also receive a breakdown of the of how much you scored within each session. You won't see exactly which questions you missed or not, because we want this to be secure for other test takers, but you'll see sort of like you got, you scored 15% in the section on notifications, but you scored only 10% out of workflows. And then that'll help you to sort of hone your learning for next time. And you can retake an exam after 7 days if needed, but not using the same voucher. So the voucher is only good for one try. And when you're all done, you get a badge, you do it on your LinkedIn, and you shout it out to the world. You post a blog about it on community, and you celebrate with a beer or a mulled wine or whatever your preference is. You renew your certs by learning or participating in more events. So once upon a time, you had to earn more exams, you had to take more exams. Not now. I mean, you can retake the exam if that is your choice, or instead what you can do is keep learning and attending events and then logging that. So those are called continuing education units. So if you pass it today, the certification is valid for 2 years. And within that time, you need 50 units to renew an ACA or 100 to renew an ACP. And you renew them by doing these different things and entering the platform to say, I attended today's ACE, or I listened to the recording, and boom. And then that gives you 10 units, and that renews, that contributes towards renewing it. So as you can see, if you attend team, that's a whole 30 units you can get. And so what I hope is that I've convinced you that it's worth to be one of the few, the proud and the certified. There aren't a whole lot of folks certified yet. And so the value is even greater for Atlassian. But we hope to really encourage all of you to showcase your knowledge. To impress your team, your friends, your employer, and your mother, earn a certification. Ta-da! I speak fast, so I went through all of it fast because we also only have 15 minutes for questions and all. And
no worries. Yes. All right. Thank you, Joanna. We will just start granting presenter mode for everybody so we can see your smiling faces, and then we'll be going through and doing a photo shortly, but we'll get through QA first. First question from Susan: is there any benefit to doing both ACEPs and ACAs?
Yeah, I see lots of benefit. I just saw that. Susan, I would say, for you, if you're starting, I know you're not, but others, the ACAs really help you to learn that knowledge and to get that foundation. So as an example, for the Agent Essentials exam that just came out, that's ACA 925. There's a lot about use cases of why you'd use automation, or how you use knowledge base to suggest articles and deflect tickets. And then that exam, when you really have all that down as an agent, and you've tested yourself on it, then the Managing Jira Service Projects exam becomes that much easier, because now it's just like, oh, I already really know why you'd use automation. Now I just kind of have to know which actions or conditions go together. So there's a certain level of ease to the ACPs once you've taken the ACAs in that particular product area. That's one strong benefit. The second one is you all become advocates to your organizations for learning the product and becoming better users. So once, and I think an individual took a certification in Barcelona and said this so well. What he said is, this pumped me up to use the product better. And so then you're like telling others, like, look, you're going to learn a lot of cool stuff. Take the cert, learn for it. So that's another one.
All right. Next question. How crazy would it be to start with the ACP 520, the Atlassian Cloud Organization Admin Certification? Before I hand this off to you, Joanna, I'm going to put up my hand and say I am that crazy. I completed the ACP 520 earlier this year. It's the first certification I've got. I really wanted to start with that one because it felt like it was new. It was different from what I was used to, having migrated over from server, and I learned a lot in the process and passed it first time. So it's not. I don't think it's crazy to start there, but Joanna.
Yeah, one of the reasons I say it's not crazy is because I had a talk at the last two teams about like using an Atlassian cloud site for just about anything. And I have set it up for nonprofits that I work with, like I think 7 by now or 8 nonprofits. I've got them going with an Atlassian site because it's so easy and so much functionality. And you can do so many cool things with like Jira and Confluence that is outside of the, it's all about teams now. It does not just software. So, but when you do that, you really kind of have to know a little bit more about the Atlassian organization than just like click and there you have a site. So I'd recommend you learn that. And it has a phenomenal set of course that really teach it to you, and a glossary on sample questions and exam hints. Like, honestly, you're going to be, taken from 0 to 60 very well. Not crazy at all.
All right. Do we have product access to the product we're being tested on during the exam?
No. Yeah, actually, because then you'd kind of get the answers. And I know that that's difficult. So like, if you remember, well, anyway, the way that exams work is we test cognitive complexity in different ways. So the best way that we could potentially test someone, whether they know their stuff or not, is to sit next to you and be like, can you create a custom field? And then we watch you try to figure out where to go to make that happen. But that's not scalable. So we have to test your knowledge with multiple choice questions. And in order to do that, they're worded in a particular way that it's telling you, and you have to think about this in your head, what is the scenario? What should you be configuring? And you're working that out using that cognitive complexity in your mind, what it is. Having said all that, it's possible, and there's only on all of our new exams and refreshers, there's only one possible answer. And it's definitely what we call inarguably correct, which means it's not like, there's any doubt about this. And if you went left at Albuquerque, it could be correct. Like, there are words like definitely and not that are bolded that make that answer correct or incorrect. So no, you don't get to practice. You can't Google anything. It has to be all, but you get an English dictionary for people whose language is not English primarily.
Any planned certification for Atlassian Guard Premium? I think they touch on that a little bit in the org admin.
Yeah, just a little bit. And yes, it's on the longer roadmap. So yes, more about Guard, but not something that we're ready to share, but it is on the roadmap. Let's put it that way for eventual certs.
Okay. And the last question I see, if you were server certified for project Jira admin, what would you recommend for your first cloud certification?
The project admin in cloud. You said server. Wait, one more time. Server certified in projects or in the product?
It seems like they were certified for project and Jira admin on the server side, and are looking for a recommendation for cloud.
Yeah, I think the project admin in cloud would be just fine, the ACP 620. However, make sure you practice with team managed projects. That would be the biggest difference that that might not be obvious. And we do test on the differences between team and company managed projects in the ACP 620. But a lot of the other functionality of like schemes obviously is similar. So I think you'd have a lot of that knowledge already under your belt, and just kind of need to focus on team managed automation also, but that would help out.
Okay. All right, that is all the questions that we have at the moment. I think we're ready for photo time. So if people want to just turn on their cameras quickly, and we'll have Frida count us down.
Brendan, can you stop sharing for a second
Sure.
so I can take a picture? Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Just give me a few seconds to do the picture. Just one sec.
And then allow me to have one more shout out after you take a picture before we go into quiz.
Of course, just a couple more seconds because it's not like Zoom. This one is a little bit hard for me to take pictures. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. I got all the pictures.
All good. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Joanna?
Okay, my shout out is going because I see two of my SMEs on here, at least two. We're trying to read the names. So Toby and Andy and Kate also raise their hand, though you might not be able to participate. Amanda, I believe, has worked with us. So we have a call out to those who would like to help us on the certification program with our activities to develop new exams. So basically, you have opportunities to contribute to defining the scope of an exam, to writing questions, to peer reviewing them. So these are fun. We do it in teams, and those that I've mentioned have been helping us with that. So if you're also interested, please. I don't have a link, but I can put it in here. You can enroll in our certification SME program to help us develop new exams.
Thank you. Okay, so quiz time. Hang on, just coming up. So you should be able to connect with that there. I see a few people already joining. Give people another moment. So we've got 9 questions today. Most are on the material that's just been covered, with a few sort of Christmassy and current events questions to sort of round it out there. So, and on the line here are, I think, Frida, is it 4 certification? I forget how many vouchers we have.
Sorry, we have 6.
We have 4 vouchers to give away, so that'll be a free, not a free certification, but a free attempt at the exam, and hopefully from that you can get a certification. Okay, so I see 13 people joined. I'll do one more minute, and then we're off to the races here.
Brendan, we have 6 vouchers.
Oh, all right then. Okay, and yeah, so at the end, anybody that wins can contact Frida, and we'll to get those vouchers sent to you. Okay.
I just wanted to say these are like the best odds ever.
Yeah, these are pretty good odds. You've got a good shot at this. So good luck, everyone, and let's get started. You'll have 30 seconds for each question. Most correct answers will win, and with the speed at which you answer being the tiebreaker. Good luck. So studies show that certified individuals earn a certain percentage more than their non-certified peers. How much more do they earn? Is it 5%, 10%, 15%, or 20% or 25%? You got 10 seconds left. It looks like a majority of people. Oh, we're not quite right. No, it's as much as 25%. Close there. All right. Second question. Which was the last step mentioned in the 5 steps to certification success? Renew, retake the exam, rest, or register. Ten seconds. We've never quite figured out how to make the Jeopardy music sort of play in the background without people going crazy. And 93% got the correct answer, which is renew, the last step of the certification success. And by attending this session, you're sort of helping yourself on that path already. What is the preferred way to renew certifications? By retaking the exam, by earning a different certification, by logging continued education units, by submitting a renewal ticket? All right, we got 15 seconds left.
You hear my music, Brandon?
Hmm?
You didn't hear the Jeopardy music?
I don't have the Jeopardy music.
Oh, I was hoping that if I played it, you'd hear it. Okay.
Yeah. And yes, the correct answer, by logging continued education units. Okay. Question 4. As of December 2024, how many certifications does Atlassian currently offer in total? 8, 9, 10, 12, or 14? And you're getting practice for the exam here, because of course all the questions on the exam are multiple choice. So, all right, good job. Everybody's answered, and it is 12. More on the way, but as of right now, 12 are what is offered. So, all right. Question 5. Which of the following statements is true with regard to certifications? Exam must be taken at a testing center. You must set up your profile in PSI. You may use an English language dictionary. There are currently 4 paths to earn a designation, or each ACT exam has 75 questions. This is the last certification question, so we have a few more fun ones. All right. It looks like the majority did get the correct answer. You may use an English language dictionary. You can choose to take the exam at a testing center or at your home. I know they scrutinize the space pretty heavily if you take it in home there, so just be mindful for that. I went and sat mine at a testing center just to avoid having to sort of clean up my desk. But all right. Question 6. What science fiction franchise had its own holiday special in 1978? Was it Star Trek, Star Wars, Lost in Space, or Battlestar Galactica? I know holiday specials are all the rage, but so far only one of these is correct. Looks like the majority got the right answer, which is Star Wars. If you've not seen the Star Wars holiday special, rest assured, it is terrible. All right. Question 7. In 1981, Bob and Doug McKenzie released their own version of which classic Christmas song? Jingle Bell Rock, Holly Jolly Christmas, Silent Night, or The 12 Days of Christmas? Ten seconds to go. If you don't know the correct answer, you can always guess. You're never penalized for guessing the wrong answer, just the same as on the exams. So, and the majority have chosen the 12 Days of Christmas, which is the correct answer there. All right. Which beverage company is largely responsible for the modern depiction of Santa Claus? Is it Starbucks, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or Dr. Pepper? Ten seconds. All right, and everybody now knows the that it was Coca-Cola that created a marketing campaign in I think the 1930s or something like that has sort of solidified Santa Claus as the big fella with a white beard and so on and so forth. So, all right, last question. Good luck to everybody. Released in 2024, what is the name of Taylor Swift's most recent album? The Overworked Support Department, the Mysterious Legal Department, the Adventurous Accounting Department, or the Tortured Poets Department. And as we were saying at the top of the call, she just finished up her Eras tour here in Vancouver last night, and we get to move on and see what she does next. All right. And yes, as appealing as some of the other questions would be, the correct answer is the Tortured Poets Department. So we have our winner. Went 9 for 9. Stephen P. Tommy also got 9 for 9, just a little slower there. So you've both earned yourself a certificate, as well as Andy, Harrison, Susan, and in order to get 6, I have to go down to I have to go to the off screen there. But hang on a second. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble just drumming up the final results here. Okay, and Susan. Kate is number 6. So if the 6 of you can reach out to Frida, she's posted her email address in the chat there. We will get those certifications sent out to you. But that is everything that we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck if anybody's sitting like me is sitting exams in the new year. I wish you the best of luck and have a great holiday season. We will see you next year. We do have events scheduled. One's already posted in January 15th, virtual event, introduction to Rovo and Rovo agents. So we're very excited about that. And we'll have our next in-person event, Jira for All Teams, February 12th. That's not yet posted, but it's coming soon. Thank you to Joanna for joining us. And yeah, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.